And are you enjoying its becoming? Because that's the key to all of it, isn't it? And do you know that there will always be something more in the becoming? And do you know that that new that is always in the becoming will always feel like the most important thing that you've ever desired? That even though so many things that you desire have already come about in terms of the full manifestation, it's always that new thing, that new experience, that new desire that's in the process of becoming that rings your bells. And do you know why it rings your bells? Because it's ringing our bells. Your life, the way you've focused it to be, has caused you to launch these rockets of desire, a vibrational frequency that emanates from you, that is gathered by law of attraction into an absolute form, a form that is so tangible you can almost see it, but you can't. You certainly can feel it, but it's this vibrational cluster that law of attraction holds together, and your own inner being is there too. So there's this powerful focused upon what you have asked for, focused upon what you have vibrationally already become, synergy that is going on. And law of attraction has already gathered the vibrational equivalent of all of the cooperative components, and is in the process constantly of gathering you up as one of the cooperative components too. It's just that you're not always that cooperative. When you are in an attitude of satisfaction and more, then and only then are you a cooperative component. And so this energy, this synergy, this calling of you is a momentum that you can feel. It feels to you, if you let it go for a little bit without contradicting it with thoughts that are contrary to it, you can feel the momentum of it. And it's that momentum of you allowing, because of the thoughts you are choosing, yourself to be one of the cooperative components. And when you are, that means ideas that your inner being has about where you are in relationship to what you want come clearly into your mind. That's what those hunches or impulses or instincts are. That's when you feel like you'd really like to do something, is what it feels like to you when you are under the influence of your inner being, under the influence of your source energy, under the influence of your own vortex, a cooperative component to what you have asked for. So there is a period of time usually that you get to witness the becoming of what you've asked for. That's when your thoughts turn to things. That's when your ideas of what you want turn into actual things and experiences and relationships. And if you are not too enamored with what is, then you're going to have a happy time on your way to continual becoming. But if you are really interested in what is, and it has a whole lot of your attention, then the what isness of your life experience will slow the what is becoming down, because what is isn't the same vibration as what is becoming. What is what launched your rocket of desire. It's what gives impetus to it, and your own inner being tending to it, focused upon it, knowing about it, excited about it, clear about it, causes the law of attraction to attract everything that is not just necessary for the complete becoming of what you want, but you hold the key to the attraction process, because you've got to be in sync with what you want and not a vibrational match to its absence. And that's why in these days that we are together, we would like to talk you in to not being so aware of what is in relationship to what's becoming, because what is different than what's becoming. What is will cause a frequency within you that will actually hold away from you what is becoming. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, and most of you still is. And as you came into this body, you knew that you'd be sorting and sifting and deciding. And you knew that once you got focused upon something that you didn't want, that you would launch a rocket of what you did want, because you knew that every subject was really like a stick with two ends of it. Unwanted, or absence of what is wanted on one end and what is wanted on the other. And so as you let life come to you, sometimes it feels like it comes at you. As your life comes to you and you make decisions, sometimes really strong decisions, sometimes milder decisions, sometimes really clear decisions, sometimes really sure decisions, sometimes more tentative decisions. It depends upon where you are and how you're feeling and what you're letting in. But you're launching these rockets of desire that as soon as you launch them, your inner being becomes one with them. And really, we'd like you to know you don't have to go back and revisit them again unless you are amending them, which you often are, unless you are clarifying them, which you often are. But it does not require you to continue to do the step one part of the equation, which is ask, in order to have it come about. In fact, if you stay in that asking mode, you won't let it in. Because you ask from the attitude of, I want this thing that I do not have, do not have, do not have, I do not have, that I do not have, that I do not have. I would like to have this thing that I do not have, that I do not have, that I do not have, that I do not have. And I don't know very many people that have it. Most do not have it either. They do not have it. They do not have it. Look around. Look around, you say. Let's take stock of what is. And so without even meaning to, you think you're being objective. You think you're being fair-minded. You think you're telling it like it is, and you may very well be telling it like it is, and that's what we want to talk you out of doing. Because as you keep telling it like it is, you don't let it become more, because you are so stuck on what is. Are you following? So step one is you ask. Step two is it's answered. That's our part. And step three is what we'll talk mostly about while we are together. You must find a way to be in the receiving mode. You've got to be under the influence of what you're asking for and under the influence of your own inner being. Because you are a creator. You are source energy in a physical body that has come to use the energy that creates worlds to flow through the vortex of your attention, of your focus, in order to define and align and allow the creation of anything that you desire. There is nothing off limits to you. There is nothing outside your ability to create it. You may be or do or have anything that your life helps you to choose to define that you want. But there is some fine-tuning that is required, and that's what we will do while we are together. We'll be talking with you, and we will converse together about what matters to you. And what those of you who are not sitting in this hot seat, what you will notice is that we're getting you too. Because as you are paying attention, your desires are firing, your intentions are firing, your rockets are firing, and also your beliefs about them are firing too. So it becomes completely evident to us what you're asking for collectively and individually, and where you stand vibrationally in relationship to what you're asking for. And then together we'll just talk you into alignment with who you are, and you'll feel it. You'll feel yourself click into place. It will be an emotional experience for you. Sometimes you'll feel energy moving through your body. Sometimes you'll glow in the dark. Sometimes you'll feel clarity come into your mind about things you would like to know, that you know for sure that you have never even thought of before, and there it is out in the ethers, right there where you put it, and we'll grab it from the atmosphere and we will answer your question, and you'll go, whoa, that's just what I wanted to know, just when I wanted to know it. Because the perfect timing of this is what makes this time for you so important. Sometimes when people present information to you, from your point of view, it may seem just like another point of view. Somebody else with some idea of something that they seem fired up about. And so we want to say to you right at the beginning, words don't teach, they just confirm. Words help us to communicate together, but it is your life experience that is bringing you all of your knowing. But there's a part of you who's having a life experience that you may not always be privy to, and we are. There's a part of you who knows exactly who you are and what you want and where you stand in relationship to it, and who knows exactly what the path of least resistance is for you to move in the direction of what you want. With every thought you think, you carve out a pathway. And sometimes you're carving out a pathway that leads right to your vortex where all the things that you desire are. And as you carve out that pathway, a pathway which, by the way, your inner being has already carved out 99% of, you just have to go that 1%. Did you know that? Seems so little. Just that 1% is all you have to go to. But sometimes, without meaning to, you're carving out a thought pathway in opposition to what you're asking for. And you don't know it because you're using words that sound good. And you have a smile on your face that looks good. You're just not using vibrations that feel good because you are so stuck on what is. So you'll notice as we chew together that a lot of what you'll want to talk about is how to move from where you are to a new place, with the emphasis from your standpoint on where you are. And we're going to give you everything that we've got and everything that Esther can muster in order to help you let loose of where you are, to break free of the beliefs that are holding you in places that you don't want to be. A belief is just a thought that you continue to think. A belief is just a carving out of a thought pathway through which manifestation happens. And it's no wonder that you believe what you believe, because you've carved out the thought pathway that caused it to happen. So of course you believe it. There it is, right there with all of the proof. But what you don't know is it didn't need to happen. In the beginning, Esther said, "But Abraham, it's true. Don't you think I should think about things that are true?" And we said, yes, if they feel good. Yes, if they are the truth of the core of you. Yes, if they are the truth that you were born to know, if they are the truth that you have evolved to sense. But there are some things that are happening around you that are true that you do not want to live. You do not want to cause a thought pathway between you and that thing you do not want, and yet you do it. Why do you do it? You do it because you have habits of thought. Our belief is just a habit of thought. It's just thoughts that you continue to think. So together, we're going to find some new habits of thought. We're going to show you how good it feels to be on a continuing basis under the influence of your source energy, under the influence of your inner being. Because in every waking moment, you're firing off rockets of desire. And in every waking moment, the law of attraction is responding to them. And so in every waking moment, you are under the influence of something. And you can tell by the way you feel what that is. So we'll do some soul searching. You'll like your soul when you search. We'll have some time of meditation so that you can really feel what it feels like to hook up with who you really are. And we will talk about anything and everything that is important to you, because there is nothing off limits in this arena. We're eager about it like we've never been eager before. You have one tiny little bit of homework. We'll call it your assignment, and that is to have as much fun as you can possibly have in these times that we are together. To be as playful as you can be, to be as nice to yourself as you can be, to be as nice to yourself and to be